Welcome back to No Judgment Zone here on BBC Radio 2.
Manifest. Imagine this being a BBC Radio 2 segment.
Yeah. No, it's not giving Radio 2. It's giving
God,
random 2 a.m.
Capital FM
Yeah.
does a sort of a 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, segment.
We're not classy enough to
Two
BBC.
people talk shit. Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good.
I'm really fucking
I'm
good.
really fucking good.
I'm good. I'm glad to fucking hear it.
You know, I'm good. I've been telling you about my Krav Maga classes.
Yeah, and Vivi got choked yesterday.
Yeah.
Not in the good way.
Not in the good way.
Got choked by a 50-year-old woman.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
Who was a ninja. Yeah. No, because obviously pod listeners, as we all know, I got mugged. So now I'm learning Krav Maga.
Fucking seriously.
I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah. I rate that.
Yeah, I am not going to
And your mum's paying you to go to Krav Maga.
Okay, you didn't have to add that detail. It was my Christmas present. Actually, what was it? She was like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, Krav Maga lessons.
That's jokes. Practical.
Very practical. I always get very practical Christmas
life skills.
gifts, yeah. But yeah, in Krav Maga, yeah, we do have to learn how it feels to just have the attack.
But it's not where when we would do Choi Kwan Do back in the day, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't real. It was very soft. It was like, this is what they would do hypothetically, and you get a punch would be like a little nudge.
Yeah. Well,
But-
we just used to learn how to punch, didn't we?
And kick.
Uppercut, kick. But no, Krav Maga, because I feel like they go in, they're like, if you're getting choked, this is the exact move to get out of it.
So you actually got choked, legit.
Yeah.
Windpipes crushed.
I was telling Weev that this ninja fucking 50-year-old woman literally went for my throat. And you have to tap them out.
I wonder what's happened to her. As in what's happened in the past
So
that
true.
she's now
Yeah, why is she?
why is she there? What's happened?
Yeah, she took it so seriously as well, because I kind of fuck around a bit sometimes and make some jokes, whatever. And she was really like, okay, no, not time for jokes. I choke you now. I was like, oh, shit, okay.
Is she
okay,
Russian?
let's go. Eastern European, something.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Russia Eastern Europe?
Yeah.
Tidy. I knew that.
Tidy. I'm just thinking north, east, south, east in the east. I'm gonna say yeah. If he's in Europe, don't know.
If they talk like this, it must be Eastern European. But yeah. So I got choked, but now I know how to get out of a choke. So
Well,
come at me, boys.
productive weekend for you.
Very productive. Yeah.
So we're recording this on Sunday, the 9th of February, and it will be out just after Valentine's Day. This is our Valentine's Day special.
Perfect.
Just to give some context of where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah. Nice.
So Valentine's Day is next Friday,
Right.
and we're going to do the pod that night as well.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah.
And I was thinking we should go all out Galentine's and get the Waitrose curry takeaway, a bottle of wine, and watch a film.
Dude, I love that. That's the all out. It's like,
Yeah.
we're getting the Waitrose curry takeaway.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
all in.
I think
We should
great.
get ourselves some Valentine themed chocolates.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is Valentine's-esque?
I don't know.
We'll watch a rom-com.
Yeah, we'll watch a rom-com. I actually saved on my phone, someone I don't know, ID or I don't know who else I follow, but one of those, or Days or something, one of those magazines posted the best 50 rom-coms of all time.
Oh, excellent.
So we can just look through the list and pick some out.
Brilliant. I feel like there hasn't been a good rom-com since the early noughties. I feel like they don't churn them out like they used to.
They don't, but also I feel like, have you seen About Time? I know it's not a rom-com per se.
Depressing.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no com, just a rom.
No, there is rom and com.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it in years, to be fair.
I think he does a good one. The new Bridget Jones is coming out soon, and I'm really excited for that.
Leo Woodall.
With who?
Leo Woodall, that really
The Dexter from
sexy man.
One Day.
Yeah. I saw him on Riot before he was famous.
Shut up.
And I remember thinking, his lips are kind of big. And I swiped away. And then he got famous. And I was like, shit.
Oh my god! Not the
Shit.
first man that you've cast away before he becomes famous.
What can I say?
You're shallow.
Who was the other one? No, you have to cut that out of the podcast. Cut that
I'll
out of the
cut
podcast.
out the name, but I'm not cutting out that
Okay,
bit.
you can cut out the name. All right. That one still
And then he got
hurts.
super famous, and you're like, shit.
No, don't. I got really depressed when I saw him in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I was like,
because he's like not even
fuck.
like a little, like he's doing so well.
Oh, he's famous.
He's famous.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
It was the fact that like
I think you say that every podcast episode. Let's
Do
call
I?
a spade a spade.
I say that phrase quite a lot. I think I've said it 3 times already today. I think it's my favourite phrase.
Yeah, call a spade
Call
a
a
spade.
spade a spade.
Yeah, he's fucking famous.
Yeah, it was the fact that he did ask me out.
Yeah, he did.
And I fucking said no because, I had a boyfriend, so.
And when he got famous, you asked him out, and then he said no, and he used your reason.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. I actually like rate him more.
I
for that.
kind of rate him for that. I can't even be mad. Yeah, because I gave him some lame excuse instead of just saying, I'm really sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like, why the fuck did I not just say that?
Yeah, I should have said that. Because you could have still had a chance now.
Yeah.
But instead, you made up some lame excuse, and when you asked him out, he used your lame excuse back at you.
Oh, something like I'm away, but I'll be back and I'll let you know. And then I never did for and then I asked him out once he got famous, and he was like, yeah, I'm away, but I'll let you know.
That's actually fucking hilarious.
I was like, okay.
You're like, touche.
Touche.
I still think you could like pop up. I don't know. I still think you should try at some point.
I don't know. I think I look like a real fame digger there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you
Which
are.
I am. Let's call a spade a
Let's
spade.
call a spade a spade. I kind of want to change it from spade to like something else. I don't know. Like, why is it spade?
Yeah, why the fuck is it spade?
Like, why can't you be like, let's call a ham a ham, a fork a fork?
Yeah. Let's call a dick a dick.
Yeah, let's call a dick a
Let's
dick.
call a tit a tit.
Yeah,
Tit a tit. I quite like that.
let's call a tit a tit.
Yeah. Have you so on the Valentine's theme? Have you had like a memorable Valentine's Day ever?
No. As
I
in,
think
like,
I have either.
I spent Valentine's Day in a relationship for a good like 6-7 years.
Yeah. What would you guys do? In both relationships?
Both relationships. Well, obviously, as you know, with my last ex, he was a touring musician, so whether he was here or not was always a bit.
Oh yeah.
Don't know. So that kind of sucked. But I'm trying to remember. It would normally be like go for dinner.
Yeah.
And
Classic.
drag. Maybe do something
Yeah,
spicy because it's Valentine's Day.
anything spicy. Something like they would suggest and you probably say no to.
Yeah. No, when I lived in Brighton, there was an Ann Summers on the main road, and
yeah.
I think I went there around Valentine's Day because I'd be like, right, let's just pick out something fun.
What did you pick out?
So,
but also Ann Summers is low-key expensive. Like a
a student
matching pair
discount.
is like
but I wouldn't buy
student
lingerie
discount.
from there. I'd get like lingerie from like, I don't know, H&M or something.
yeah, M&S lingerie and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
pair of something from Ann Summers.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy any kind of clothing from Ann Summers.
Oh,
I was in another department, babes.
Oh god, I'm so innocent.
Yeah, I got a sexy nurse outfit. No, I frequented the other department.
Nice. Frequented the other department. A 40-year-old trapped in like a young woman's body.
Yeah. Like, how can I talk about this without being disgusting? But yeah, no, like memorable. No, there's always kind of similar vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, the ones, I mean,
You must have spent some in relationships.
yeah, quite a few in relationships, I guess. Like, yeah, similar to you, 2 long-term lads. One of them had made plans with his friends on Valentine's Day, the first guy.
No way.
And I was like, can I join? He was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. So I joined the plans he'd made with his friends.
Oh my
to spend time, which
God.
was hilarious. But we were teenagers. Can't blame the guy.
True, I guess. You were like 17.
Yeah. Second guy, yeah, I guess just dinner, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then the online relationship I was in,
Oh, yeah.
that was a very memorable Valentine's
Was
Day.
it? Even though
He
you
was incredibly sweet, even though we never met. in
never
person.
met.
He sent me a box of. It was like one really nice rose, and a teddy bear, and he got me something else. It was really cute.
That's very
It was
romantic.
very
That's kind of like what
romantic.
every girl wants.
Yeah, and then we had a FaceTime. We like both made the same drink or whatever.
My
And it was
God.
quite wholesome.
I love that your most memorable one was with a man who lived on the other side of the world. Like, that's actually crazy.
I know. See, it's not the proximity.
No,
It's the effort.
it's the fucking effort. Ain't fucking meant to that.
Boy.
Before we dive into, so obviously, if the listeners haven't engaged yet, this is a Valentine's special, and we're going to talk all things Valentine's Day, horrendous stories, gifts, or things embarrassing, or just plain cringe, or whatever.
Or just plain cringe.
Or just plain bloody cringe. But before we get into that, we need to do our embarrassing story of the week.
Oh yeah.
Has anything embarrassing happened to you in the last week?
You go first.
So, it could have turned out worse than it did. It wasn't that bad, but it was still embarrassing at the moment. So, I went on a date this week with a biophysicist. Let's go. Lovely date. Went really well. He was walking me back to the station afterwards, and I tripped. I didn't fully stack it, but like, you know when you trip and you kind of like, you're really lean forward and you're like, you're having to like catch your steps to then like regain balance. It was that bad. It wasn't just like a little ooh, it was like a what, like I saved it from like nearly decking it.
Wait, so you had to like run a bit?
Yeah, I had to run a bit to save it. And I was just like,
God.
oh my God, that could have been really embarrassing. He's like, yeah, it could have. And then but like to his credit, he just kind of carried on as if nothing had happened. And I was like, okay.
No, I would need to acknowledge it for 5 minutes and then we can move on.
Oh, yeah, it was funny.
I love that he was just funny and was like, yeah, that could have.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that could have been really embarrassing. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, fuck my life. But I'm quite...
Oh, I think about that so much.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we just like kind of skimmed over it. Because I didn't really think about it afterwards. But then I was thinking about tonight and I was like, oh, embarrassing story. And I was like, yeah, I fully nearly stacked it. As this man was walking me to the station.
God damn.
But yeah.
Fair. No, that could have been bad, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
You saved it. You did the run.
I did the run.
You know?
Put my hands out.
It's like slow motion when your steps get really big and you're like...
So embarrassing.
That's rough, Chino.
Yeah. On a first date as well. Fucking hell. Oh well. He wants a second, so.
Does he? Great. Excellent. I feel like a bit of a cock up. It's quite charming.
Yeah, it depends, I suppose.
Yeah,
It depends on the degree of the cock up and also how you handle it. Because if I'd landed flat on my face, not that I think that would necessarily put them off, but like, that's mortifying. What if like you really hurt yourself and you know when you like involuntarily cry a bit when something just really like shocks you and hurts a bit?
That was such a poetic way of putting that as well. Something involuntarily shocks and hurts you a bit.
Yeah. You just have to have a little weep.
Have a weep.
Have a little weep on the floor.
I don't know if I've ever shock cried. Have I? I don't know.
Oh, surely. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time it happened. Like, I think when I've really hurt myself, I'm trying to think of like a example when
like spraining the ankle.
Yeah, like I to be fair, I didn't feel like I was gonna cry, but I've had it before in the past where something's really hurt and I've been like, my eyes are watering.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're little and you hurt yourself, you cry more from the shock than anything else.
That's true. Where you
know?
sit there and you don't cry for a second, then you go.
Because you're just like, what just happened? It's like when you see little kids fall over and they're there for like 5 seconds and they're like, and they're like
the
thinking about it, they're like,
freeze.
do I cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember that exact thought going through my head being like, is this bad enough? Yeah, it's bad enough. Yeah, it's bad enough.
Yeah. But I love it when you see some kids like absolutely stack it and you're like shit, and then they just get up and they're like, huh. They're a bit like, oh, okay, that was weird.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shake that off.
Yeah, they literally do. It's so
Must
funny.
be all the Calpol. Fuck
Yeah.
me.
All those petty falloos get into my head.
That's funny.
So no embarrassing story for you then.
Okay, no, I do have one. I do have one. So picture it, Lithuania last week.
Yeah.
So
also one note for the pod.
yeah.
We're releasing this before an episode that we actually recorded first, which is Podding from the Pub.
Yeah, our new what would you call it? Strand series of fresh
sub-series
Podding
from the Pub. And we talk about Goose's trip to Lithuania. So when you're listening, if you're listening to this when it comes out, that'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yes.
Continue.
That's funny because I was in my head like, I've definitely said the story on the pod, but we haven't had an episode, but we are Podding in the Pub.
Mm-hmm.
Which might be taken down for copyright, who knows, because there was some music in the background, but whatever. Take a risk and see. Did I talk about the jamming? Oh yeah, no, I did.
Yes, you did.
Oh well, that was embarrassing. There was like a jamming. Me and my mate go to this bar. It's full of uni students. They're all doing some improv band thing where people are switching in and out of playing instruments. One guy is literally playing the triangle. I was like, that could be me.
Sick, yeah.
That could be me. And Bella basically dares me to go up and sing and do improv singing. And I take the mic.
And I think it was embarrassing because from the stories I watched, I feel like you were really in your element.
I got into the swing of things.
Yeah.
The embarrassing part was I tried to sing. And I tried to sing properly. And that, when you earnestly do something like that.
Earnestly. Yeah, you swapped to rapping and you were like,
I swapped to rapping. It was fine. Take the piss. But I literally went... like trying to like sing a nice note, and it came out like a dying cat. And I did feel my entire face flush. But you know what's so weird? My face doesn't go red, but my ears, my ears go like crimson red.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never noticed that on you before.
Because I always have my hair down. So whenever I'm embarrassed, no one can know. No one knows.
No one knows. So today we're going to talk all about horror Valentine's Day dates, gifts, all that kind of thing. I found a few.
Excellent.
I've got a mixture of like funny but also just like, God, that's bad.
Oh, okay.
This girl I found her on TikTok and she was saying on one of the Valentine's days she had a boyfriend, they'd been going out for a few months, you know, official, all of that. And then when Valentine's Day rolls around, he says, I'm actually going to go out with my housemates tonight. Which is fucking peak.
Oh, come on.
Like, I would have already been like, any fucking day of the year. Like, that's peak.
You can go out with your... Yeah.
Like, that's peak. She's like, okay, like, that sucks, but like, I guess you're trying to be chill. You're in a relationship with someone you know, you want it to work, like, whatever.
It's that cool girl thing where
that
you're
cool
like,
girl thing. She's like,
I'm chill with everything,
chill,
bruv.
like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then cries up to sleep. The next time she sees him, he has a love bite on his neck. which he says is a spider bite.
In this country, come on.
Yeah, literally. And she was like, I'm not fucking stupid. And he eventually admitted that he had spent the night in someone else's bed.
Wow.
What a twat.
Rough Chino.
Chino.
Is that the story?
That's the story.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I know.
God. Also a spider bite.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Hilarious. Like, it's
like
we were saying the other day, like, if women cheat as much as men do, which perhaps they do, we just get away with it because we're better at, we're just smarter. Men just can't lie for shit.
But then I said it was that thing of like, it's either they're really bad at it or they're so good at it they have like secret families.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
you know, like
there's
it kind of goes. There's no in between.
Yeah,
they're either insanely good liars and it's actually freaky.
Yeah,
or they can't lie for shit.
Yeah. Also a spider bite. All right, what lie would you come up with
if I had a love bite?
If you cheated and you had a love bite?
I'm such a bad liar. Also, I'd be so anxious and racked with guilt that I would probably like.
Well, you would never cheat in the first place.
Yeah,
like...
it's true. But if I
had.
had, I don't know, what would I say? Maybe that like I had like an infection or something, or like someone punched me.
I got strangled at Krav Maga.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's the perfect cover.
Yeah, I'd be in the clear.
Yeah, you would be in the clear. Well, is that what you would say?
Yeah, either that or you could just be like, oh, it's really weird, but like me and my girlfriends, like obviously we were out, we got drunk, and we thought it'd be funny to like,
oh yeah, that's
give each other hickeys.
He'd probably be like, that's hot.
Yeah. And I guess guys can't really make that excuse because men would never do that.
Yeah,
Whereas the
like,
girls would just
I
be
was
like,
on a night out and Brian started sucking my neck. Like that would never happen. Whereas girls probably would maybe do that if we were drunk enough.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, I always knew.
Yeah.
He's in the closet, and that closet is glass.
The closet is glass. Okay, another one. This girl seeing this guy. I don't know how long they've been together. She didn't give the context of it. But as Valentine's Day rolls around, she's really excited. She's texted him, got my hair done, got my nails done, did my makeup nice. I'm excited to see you tonight. She spent
hours,
time, money.
You're fucking
effort.
hairless from the neck down.
Yeah, you're like a goddamn seal.
It's a slippery seal.
Slippery seal. And then she's texting him throughout the day. They're not delivering. And she's like, oh, that's fucking weird.
Sorry, is this a boyfriend? Or is this someone she's dating?
Not clarified.
Okay.
But if they're spending Valentine's evening together going on this like big date and she's going to all this effort, I'd hope that it was like...
They're in a situationship at least.
Yeah, like maybe a bit more than that even. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the parameters of a situationship are. I don't really understand.
I don't know. I've never been in a situationship.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
They seem stressful.
Incredibly stressful. You're just
you just never know where you stand.
Yeah. Because I assume a situationship is kind of technically what leads... It's just the lead up to a relationship when you're dating someone. But then situationship is when it goes too far and the dating goes on for too long.
Yes, and with no commitment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering. It's like... Yeah. You're both in it. Normally one person actually wants a relationship, the other person doesn't. And then so they just kind of amble on by.
Yeah.
Amble?
Absolutely.
Is that the right word?
Amble, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. Fucking amble.
You got Glen Coco. Amble.
Okay, so whatever
they are,
it's
Valentine's worthy.
Valentine's worthy.
Okay.
And her messages aren't delivering. Turns out he has blocked her on everything. WhatsApp, Instagram, everything.
What?
Yeah.
And she never found out why?
No.
What?
Yeah.
So she sat there kitted out in her
Kitted
full fucking makeup.
out. Yeah. Hair is done, nails are done.
Pussy is bold, like...
Pussy's bold, ass crack, bold.
Bold. Itchy as fuck.
Itchy as fuck.
Sat there like... He's disappeared.
Yeah, he's fucking disappeared. And imagine, like, then what do you do with your evening?
Oh my God, I would have a mental breakdown.
Yeah. I think I would have a mental breakdown.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, I'd be so upset.
Mm-hmm.
It's weirdly like getting ready and being ready. I can't cope with that. If I wasn't ready and it had been called off, I'd be like, okay, I could actually do something else with my day or my evening. Yeah. But being ready. That's what makes it
ready.
Actually so hard to come back from.
Yeah.
That you're like, well, I'm just going to sit here and actually just stare at a wall.
And I'm going to have to take off all this makeup and get into bed. And like that costs money getting nails done and all that shit as well. Like,
so brutal.
She probably sank like 50.
Yeah.
Sunk? Wait.
Amble?
Amble? Sunk.
Sank.
My heart sank. Yeah.
She sank. Recently present. Wait, what?
Buttons and swills.
But
she would have sank like 50 quid at least into those nails.
Shit. Yeah, nails are expensive.
And imagine hair as well. That's not cheap.
Oh, I feel really bad for her.
Yeah.
Unless there's got to be more to this story. She must have done. Surely, I don't know.
It seems like she'd not heard from him since, and he was a goner.
I do have some.
Okay.
I was struggling to find some good ones, but okay, this is the one I was chuckling at. I was on Reddit, like scrolling through Reddit,
Yeah.
and it was like worst like Valentine's embarrassing day stories, and this one guy just comments, says, and just this one line, it just goes, "PP got stuck in mailbox, sad face."
What?
PP got stuck in mailbox a year ago. No one's ever heard from him ever since.
PP is in penis?
PP, yeah.
He got it stuck in a mailbox? Yeah. Why was his penis in a mailbox?
Context. Like, that's it. And on Valentine's Day?
Okay, let's break this down. What do you think he was doing with his penis in a letterbox?
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Was it a letterbox or a mailbox?
Mailbox.
Okay. A mailbox? That's outside someone's house then.
Yeah,
Was it his
that's weird.
mailbox or his date's mailbox?
Fuck knows. Maybe he was trying to play like a prank or something, or and being like,
What,
"I got you a
come on her
present."
mail?
No. Like, I bet he called his girlfriend or his wife, and he was like, "Hey, honey, I got you something. It's in the mailbox." And then she comes out, and like, you know, David's standing there with this dick in the mailbox, just like, "Oh, fucking hell." This guy should have filed for that divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell?
And then this is a really short one. When I was fooling around with a girl on a beanbag chair, and I reached around to unzip her dress, and I accidentally unzipped the beanbag, and all the styrofoam beans flew out.
That's hilarious. Just imagine reaching around like, oh, yeah, you're very firm.
It just
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. I love that.
That's really funny.
That's great. I've got a short one here.
Oh, you got a short one. Great.
My ex broke down and threw a tantrum because the flowers I bought her weren't the right colour. I'm colourblind. He was like, so to me, there's just red and not like loads of different shades of red. I think he had got her the wrong red or something like that. He was like, I'm fucking colourblind.
So savage. She's
So savage.
the wrong fucking colour.
Yeah. How fucking dare you, Derek? These are the wrong fucking... And he's like, hey, I'm fucking colorblind, alright? I know my red from my yellow from my blue.
Oh god, that's so stressful for him.
So stressful. This one was like, it wasn't a bad date for me, but I was there to witness her worst date.
Ooh, okay.
So we went to a botanical garden and we're having a good time when suddenly one of her heels break off. No problem, I take it and straighten the nail and bang it back so it's at least walkable. Not even 10 minutes later, the clasp on her handbag breaks and all of the contents spill out. I'm handy, but I wasn't able to fix the clasp, so she basically had to carry it all for the rest of the day. We're laughing about the tough luck she has, and something small hits her on top of her head. There was an elevated Japanese garden next to the path we were walking, so we thought a little kid was throwing tiny pebbles. But I then saw the top of her head and realised it's not a pebble, but a bird shat on her head. Oh. I didn't want to alarm her, so I didn't tell her about it and told her to stop and come over. I grabbed a leaf and wiped the shit off of her head the best I could. She realised what it was and was mortified. I couldn't help but laugh. I wasn't laughing at her, but it was so hilarious that I couldn't contain myself. I reassured her that everything's alright and sometimes shit happens. I went on another date with her the next week, but she was so shy and embarrassed that we didn't meet again.
Oh,
but like, imagine going on a date, your shoes break, your bag breaks, and you get shat on your head. That is like awful luck. Like,
that is bad luck.
Yeah, like you can't write
but also,
that.
But what a great, if they ended up together, what a great story for a first date.
So true.
Also, I feel like if you just take it in your stride,
yeah,
best way.
Best
way, just be
true.
like, well, hey buddy, you take what you, like, you know, you get what you get with me.
Yeah.
Like, bad luck follows me, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's bad. I can't remember doing anything bad on, like, embarrassing on a first date. I mean, you've been sick in someone's hands on a first date, so you kind of win that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I've got a story that I haven't actually fully read it, so we're both hearing this for the first time.
Great.
But it seemed entertaining when I read the first sentence. Just the way it's written is so funny. Oh, should I do it in an accent again?
Mm.
What accent? Give me an accent. I'll do it.
Can you do Scottish? Are you good at a
Scottish?
Scottish accent though?
I can try.
Scotland.
Scotland, not Loch Ness. My friend Harim is as gay as the day is long. Makes Elton John look straight. In high school, however, he was locking himself in the closet. Swore he was straight and was madly in love with mutual friend Mercedes. For Valentine's Day, Harim went to the store, bought one of everything they were selling for $2.14. Sorry, bought one of everything they were selling on Valentine's Day, and presented Mercedes with it all somewhat publicly at school, not in front of the entire school but several acquaintances. She accepted them graciously to not embarrass him, but had little interest in keeping any of it. So after school, she spread it all out on her kitchen table and told us to take what we wanted. I arrive home with some extra large chocolates and a stuffed bear dressed as a prisoner of love. My mum asks me where I got it all from, and I say Mercedes gave it to me. I'm female, she's female, we're both straight. Took several minutes to allay my mother's concerns. I don't know why my mum's concerned about that. Come on now. This was only 3 years ago, I suppose. As for Harim, after we graduated, he finally came out. Couldn't understand why we weren't shocked. Dude, we've been telling you you're gay for 2 years. Now Harim is fairly successful in the local drag scene. I'm glad he finally started being honest. Oh, okay. That's quite wholesome.
That's really wholesome.
Yeah.
I want to do an accent now. I'm good at a Scottish accent,
Yeah,
so I want to
you
do one
are.
in Scottish. Right, Scotland. In 6th grade, I had a crush on a girl, and I wanted to send her a rose. A rose. That's quite a hard word to say in Scotland. Scotland. A rose. Something the school did. But I didn't want her to know it was me. My handwriting is incredibly distinguishable, and I was really shy. So I paid one of my friends $1 to write her name and Happy Valentine's Day from your secret admirer on the card. He went... Scotland.
You're doing really well. It's hard to
Scotland.
concentrate actually because I'm
Yeah.
wow, that accent.
I can't. Whenever you say something, I'm not listening to a single thing you're saying. Just so focused on your accent.
Okay, so he's writing a Valentine's card, but his handwriting's really distinguishable. So he gets his friend
To write it
for him. Okay.
That's right. Sure.
It's all right, pet.
That's right, pet.
Baby reindeer.
Baby reindeer. He went to the desk, set up at lunch, and turned in the card. Card. Everyone at my lunch table watched as one of the teachers delivered the card to Lauren.
This is slipping. Delivered the card to Lauren.
Scotland! Oh my god, I can do this. Molly. My friend Molly is Scottish, so I have to get in the zone. My friend Molly. We continued to watch as she smiled and giggled with her friends. This is really hard.
With her friends.
With her friends. She then jumped up and ran to the desk where they were...
I'm really struggling.
Okay, Ireland. Let me try an Irish accent.
A bit of Irish.
We continued to watch as she smiled and giggled with her friends. She then jumped up and ran to the desk where they were selling the card. Roses wrote some stuff down and then ran back to her table. A few moments later...
What's going on?
A few moments later, the teacher got up and walked over to my table. She gave a card to my friend. Oh, I can't do this.
Oh god,
I'm not an
I
actor.
can't focus on the story. It's like watching a cat drown. Or like a bad comedian drowning.
Oh, I thought I'd be better at this. I feel like...
Great at accents.
I know, but when I'm actually like reading something, it's like really difficult.
I guess you're concentrating on a lot of things there.
Yeah. Right, so basically, I'm going to go back to Scotland. Scottish, Scotland, Molly, Scotland. Right, so basically, he wants to send a card. I can't say the word card in a Scottish accent.
Card.
You say card.
Scottish card.
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 You send a card
Yeah.
to... I want you to send a card to this girl that I like. I can't do it. Basically, he's sending a card to a girl.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
He wants to send it because he likes her, but he can't send it in his handwriting because it's too distinguishable.
Yeah.
His friend writes the card. Card placed on Lauren's desk. Lauren opens the card. Continue.
Okay.
So Lauren's giggling to her friends. She's like, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Like, who's this card from?
Yeah.
She then jumps up and runs to the desk where they are selling the cards and wrote some stuff down and then ran back to her table. A few moments later, the teacher got up and walked over to my table. She gave a card to my friend, the one that he got to write the note in. And it was from Lauren. She had recognised his handwriting and wanted to go on a date. So this guy gets, let's say, Michael gets Stephen to write a card to Lauren.
Yeah. And Stephen's handwriting, and she thinks it's Stephen.
And then she wants to go on a date with Stephen. God. And then they ended up dating for a year.
God, she ended up dating Stephen for a year.
Yeah, but it was in 6th grade, so you know. But
okay. Wow, a year long
in
relationship
grade?
in 6th grade.
Yeah,
is
how old are you in
impressive.
6th grade? I don't know. Like,
11.
Yeah. That's serious shit. That's basically being like a 3-year relationship now.
Yeah. Time is slow in primary school.
Yeah.
Taking in a lot of new shit.
Yeah. They went through a lot together through 11 till 12.
To be fair, when you were in primary school, you had 2 boys in a fist fight over you.
I did have 2 boys in a fist fight over me. I peaked.
I
don't think I went out with either of them.
No, well, one of them was your first kiss. Do you remember?
Yeah, he was.
I was there. He
You
asked me to
were
leave.
there and he asked you to.
We were playing doctors and nurses, and he was like, I think I have to give Olivia mouth to mouth because she's suffocating. Bibi, can you leave? I was like, fine.
That's fucking hilarious. I have to give Olivia mouth to mouth.
So funny. I kind of rate that. That's how, like, it was very creative.
It was very creative, and I remember it. I remember the kiss.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you use tongue?
No.
Oh no, too young.
Too young. We're like 8. Did you use tongue, you fucking perv? Did he come feel? Have you got any more date stories, or should we move on to gifts?
Yeah, no, I'm out. That's me done. So,
okay,
the floor
so
is
I've got
yours.
some worst Valentine's gifts. So one of them was like, this guy I was seeing got me lingerie, but it looked used. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Grim.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. Used, but like from an ex or from a charity.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, no thank you.
No, thank you.
That is grim. Right, next one. An empty ring box at dinner with a note that said, ha ha. That's... It depends on the context, because I feel like... I don't know, though, actually.
I think that could be funny if you were both like, we don't want to get married.
Yes, if you were always
and
like,
then
we
they
don't
produce
want
a
to
ring
get...
and you're like, oh shit, you open it, it says a heart, and you're like, what a hilarious inside joke we just had.
Yeah. But you have to both be extremely against marriage for that to land.
Yeah, like it's so, yeah.
Because like I was just thinking like, oh, if you'd only been dating for like 6 months, but then I was still like, that'll be fucking weird. Like that's just too weird. Yeah. This guy gave his girlfriend a pen with a naked woman on it and said that it reminded him of her. And she was like, and then I sat my A-levels with it.
I quite like that. That sounds like a fun relationship, actually.
That's true, actually. That does sound like a fun relationship.
That sounds quite jokes. And she was like sitting her A-levels.
Valentine's Day rolls around and, you know, most people are getting flowers or a necklace or whatever. And he's like, oh, I got this pen, naked chick on it. It kind of reminded me of you.
Reminds me of you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, thanks.
But,
nice.
All right. I think you would find that funny, but me in a relationship, I think I'm quite not serious, but like I think I have quite high expectations. So I'm like, I want it to be romantic.
Yeah, you know, you are a romantic.
I'm a big romantic.
True.
So like,
you like the gestures.
I'm all for the joke gifts, but then you also have to get me a serious one. So if like they presented me with a pen, I'd be like, that's hilarious, but also like, where's my flowers and the serious gift? You know.
Yeah, where's my real gift now?
Yeah.
I did see a Reddit story that I actually thought was quite peak that I wasn't going to include, but now we're here. This is called the No Judgment, Definitely Judging Judgment Zone.
Yeah.
So, It was basically like this relationship. And they'd been together for a year. And... Or maybe a few years. And she was saying to him, like, it's really important that you get me something nice for Valentine's Day, because I really like Valentine's Day. And the year before, he hadn't got her something, like, really nice. So she was like, could you put some effort into this?
Okay.
So, you know, she communicated. She said, I want effort. That's what I want. It's what I value. Blah, blah, blah. So he then makes this big song and dance about, like, I've gotten you something amazing. It's a surprise. Your mind's going to be blown. So in the morning, she goes to work and he messages her, like, dress up, get your finest outfit on. And when you come home, I'm going to, you know, you'll see the surprise.
Okay.
And he was texting her throughout the day, like, being like, can't wait for you to see the surprise. So she was literally so excited. She comes home and there's, like, a little petal trail leading up to, like, something, and then a clue leading to something. And she was like, oh my God, what's it going to be? It leads down to the kitchen, to the sink, where there's a bunch of dirty dishes. So we did it as a prank. And she said she just burst into tears. I was like, I've been fucking excited about this for days.
No. Oh
and
my
she
God,
dressed
that's...
up for it. So
No,
annoying it is.
That's awful. Would you break up with someone for that?
Yeah.
I guess it depends how much I liked them.
Because if there's no actual gift after the dirty dishes...
True. If he comes back being like, that's not actually your gift, we're actually doing this, and it was an amazing gift, I'd be like, fuck you, but okay.
I wipe my tears and go, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You got me.
Mascara all down your face, like, you got me good. Okay.
Nearly was going to kill myself,
but I guess I won't. But if that was it, yeah, dumped. I'm sorry, but you are dumped, bruv.
Yeah,
Dumped.
And that was it. There was no gift afterwards. There was nothing afterwards.
Did she say whether they're still together or whatever?
I think she broke up with him.
Yeah, too fucking right.
I think she was like, I fucking cried and broke up with him.
What?
Terrible.
That also just made me think of, I have one more date story from Valentine's Day. I saw it. It was actually spoken about on another podcast, but whatever. So this guy and a girl are on a date. It's going really, really well. She's like, he's great. We've got a bottle of wine. Like, chat's flowing, having a really great time. She's like, okay.
First date.
Yeah, first date. She's like,
cool.
Sick, this is great. She goes to the bathroom and she gets a text from the guy. And she's like, oh, weird. Goes back to the table and then his head is like in his hands and he's like, I've just sent you a text and it was meant for my friend. And the text read, yeah, date's going well. We're a bottle of wine in. Definitely going to shag her in the bum tonight. What would you do if you got...
Okay, I'll tell you what I would do if I was the man.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
She would come back and I'd be like, did you see the text? And then she would go, no, and then read it. And I'd be like, I don't know. I would play it off as a joke. As though I meant it for her as a joke.
Right. So you'd pretend that it was intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, as though you're kind of like sending her a text being like, yeah, she's amazing, my show. I mean, it would be tough to make that into a joke.
Yeah.
But I think I would go with it. You know,
Yeah.
if in doubt, go in with confidence. I think that'd be the best way. Now, if I was her, guess I'm getting shagged in the bum that night.
Yeah, okay, so say you go on a date and you're like, oh, he seems really nice, like it's going really well, and you fancy him and this chat's great, and you read that, what do you do? Do you stay? Do you laugh it off?
It depends if we've got good banter.
True. I think like if he had absolute riz.com, we got on like a house on fire.
Yeah, and you could laugh about it.
And we could laugh about it. But like I definitely wouldn't sleep with him for a while though.
No. I'd be like what would you do if you were the guy? What would be your way out?
Fuck. That's mortifying. I don't know, because I feel like I'm not good at like playing things off. I think I would be almost like too mortified. I'm just trying to think, what would I do?
Do what he did and had his head in his hands.
Yeah, like I think I'd just be like, I'm so sorry, I just texted my friend and I accidentally sent it to you. And then I'd like see how the other person would react.
Yeah.
and how much damage control had to be done.
Yeah.
Because if they had bans and we could laugh it off, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to speak about you in like a degrading way. I was just like being pissy
Yeah.
with my friends.
I'm a silly guy.
Because also, like, I feel like we'd say that kind of, not like we would say that exact thing, but like,
we would like exaggerate or like say a joke to just get a laugh or a reaction.
Exactly.
You
Being
know.
outrageous.
Be a bit outrageous. Yeah.
I'm not against being outrageous, but
Yeah.
if I was the girl and I received that text, I'm sorry, but that would be a big old red flag in my head.
Also, on a first date, you know when it's like incredibly polite.
Yes.
Maybe it's just a British thing.
And you're putting
like,
your best foot forward, and you're
we're
very
so
like,
nice to
yeah, we're
each
so
other.
nice.
Yeah. And you don't have that level yet of like, we can take the piss a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, shag her in the bum. But I think that's funnier than saying, yeah, I'm going to shag her.
Yeah.
But being like, yeah, I'm going to shag her in the bum is like,
obviously that's not going to happen.
it's quite a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tricky. Right, I've got two more gift
Gifts.
ones.
Okay.
So the boyfriend got her some pajamas, and he got her size 20 pajamas, but she's like a 12 to 14. And he was like, I just want you to be comfy.
Oh.
I'd be like, all right, thanks, but like, fucking hell.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'd be like, do you have any concept of sizes? Like,
but yeah, I guess like, I feel like I have like some concept of like men's clothing sizes, but not completely. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a guy was like, right, what size am I? I'd be like, I have no fucking idea.
Because also quite small men sometimes wear large
Yeah.
sizes.
Yeah.
To just, for baggy.
Or like really tall men wear quite small because they're thin or like whatever, you know. I don't know. I find men's sizes a bit confusing.
Yeah, true.
But so I guess, and with women's, and men only have small, medium, large. Whereas like we've got like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
8, 10, yeah, 12, 14.
Extra small, extra large.
XXX, X small.
Yeah.
XXX, X large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
To be fair, I don't know what size I'm going to fit.
At
most
different
times
shops.
at different shops.
Yeah, it's such
There's all these different brands.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me, my mum got some Motel Rocks trousers. She got them in a large. They just about fit me.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck me, Motel Rocks. Come on now.
It's like Brandy Melville. They only do one size. I'm like, fuck you.
So savage. Isn't it?
So fucking savage.
What makes it so much worse is that they hire gorgeous 19-year-olds.
Yeah, who like don't wear makeup and like look like they are, and are like,
but also have an attitude.
Yeah.
All of them are so cunty.
Yeah.
So you go in and they're like, yeah, well, what are you doing here? What do you want?
Yeah.
You want to try some shit on? Fucking okay.
Yeah.
If you have
How many
to.
items? 3.
3? Fat bitch. Okay.
Go to that one.
Yeah. Go to the one at the end. So
Yeah.
I can't see your ugly fucking face. Fat bitch.
Yeah. Literally.
Then you look in the mirror at
you anyway.
Then you look in their brutal mirrors. It's like, I don't know,
And your
bright
tits
lighting.
are like bulging out of this tiny cami top
Yeah.
that can barely fit your nipple in it. And you're like, well, I fucking hate myself more now. And you come out and like you return it back to her and she's like, thought so. I don't think I've stepped foot in Brandy Melville in like 10 years.
No, I've never felt worse about myself than when I've been trying clothes on in Brandy Melville.
Yeah, horrendous.
But that's so true. If you got big tits,
You're
just
fucked.
don't bother. You're
Just don't
actually
bother.
fucked. Yeah.
If you've got big tits, don't bother. Right, one more. This one is bad. So, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend is like, right, I'm going to surprise him. I'm going to hide in his house. So when he comes home, here I am. He comes home and he's not alone.
Oh dear.
And he brought someone else back.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And she's there.
hiding.
Yeah. I want to
I
know
wonder
why...
how long she hid.
But I also wonder why they weren't spending it together and what he said the reason was.
Yeah.
because obviously I'm working really late. Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, but she knew he was coming home.
And she was like, okay, but he's going to be home. I'll just go and surprise him.
Yeah.
And then he brings back
God.
another woman. I don't actually know what I would do in that situation, and that, like, I'd be so mortified and angry and upset. Like, there'd be so many emotions going on that I don't actually know what I would actually physically, literally do in the situation. Like, I don't know if I'd say what I'd say, or if I just like,
really sadly
leave.
open the wardrobe door
Yeah.
whilst I get into bed, and you're like, hey guys.
I'm just gonna get an Uber.
Yeah, just
Also,
the Uber's
we're
on the
over.
way. Oh yeah.
I feel like I'd want to, like, yeah, like, they're getting into bed and I'd want to open the wardrobe and be like, well, looky what we have here.
Yeah, slowly creaks open.
Yeah.
Well.
Mister, I'm working late. Looks like someone's getting busy.
Oh, that'd be so iconic. Guess I'll leave and find the door myself.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And by the way, he got a tiny dick.
Oh my god. You know what? You could play the long game. Hide. Sneak out. And then slowly plot your revenge. You know, pretend to stay with him. Pretend to stay happy.
Oh, I like that.
But start to slowly ruin his life. I don't know how.
Well, yeah, because it's like that thing of, like, causing them a lot of inconvenience is the best revenge.
Yeah.
Like, not like one massive thing, but over time, just making life extremely inconvenient for them.
Yes. Inconvenience them.
Okay, let's think of, like, ways to inconvenience.
Ooh.
I would say one is that, like, you're always out of loo roll.
Yeah.
Like, that's really inconvenient.
It's really annoying.
You know?
I can't remember where I saw this, but you steal their remote control, and when you drive past their house, you change the channel.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a good one.
That'd be quite funny. Or you could be really evil and just, like, take footage of him cheating and just send it to his family.
Oh my god. Or, like, putting salt, like, in his sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, swapping things.
Put some hair loss. No,
Yes,
some
hair removal cream.
hair removal
in his
cream in his shampoo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would be hilarious.
Maybe putting something in his underwear that would, like, make it really itchy or something. Do you know what I mean? Like some kind of powder or, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sending a box of live cockroaches to his front door. Apparently you can do that.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently, like, people that own snakes need, like, live insects.
Could you get that in the UK though?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Do we have cockroaches here?
I guess we'd have another kind of insect.
Yeah. And, like, maybe plant, like, maggots in the bin or something. You know?
Yeah, boys, don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with us.
She knows Krav Maga, and I'm gonna put maggots in your bin.
Krav Maga's such a meme, isn't it? Like, you know How I Met Your Mother, that bit where
Oh yeah.
he's like,
She knows.
turns out she knew Krav Maga.
Yeah. I think it's a meme. I just think it's funny that you're doing it.
I am lethal though. After the pod, I'm going to show you some moves.
Oh yeah.
No one's going to
Choke me and then we'll make some fajitas.
And that's what I want to do for Valentine's.
Yeah.
Perfect Valentine's Day. Choke me and make some fajitas.
Yeah. That could be the title of the episode. Valentine's Day special. Choke me and then make some fajitas.
That's quite good. Really funny. Wow.
Well, here's to Valentine's Day and us being alone.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Well,
Don't need men.
Jeez.
All you need is a takeaway curry and a bottle of wine and a little good rom-com.
Yeah. Choke yourself and make some fajitas.
Yeah.
don't get hickeys.
And don't get hickeys.